Glad to have you join us again. It's still Business Breakfast on iBrandTV. Now let's get talking now as we look at some of the trading activities at the Nigerian exchange. In continuation of its bearish sentiment, equities trading at the Nigerian Exchange Limited witnessed a decline of 0.2% with the all-share index. The index settled at 64,928.98 basis points by the close of Tuesday's trading session. Accordingly, the month-to-date and year-to-date returns moderated to 0.9% and 26.7% respectively. Owing to the persistent bearish, investors lose 153.30 billion naira from their overall investment as the market capitalization settled at 35.360 trillion naira respectively. Tantalizer and Ikeja hotels topped the gainers list after their respective share prices appreciated by 10.0% and 9.8%, while Eternal Oil and Sunu Assurance recorded the most significant losses of the day after their respective share prices dipped by 9.9% and 9.6% respectively. I'm now being joined live virtually by Mr. Adebale Ademola, who is the head of research at Atlas Capital. Mr. Ademola, good morning and a pleasure having you join us on the program.
Thanks for having me this morning.
All right, great. Now, if you can hear me clearly, I'd like you to just give us an overview of trading activities at the exchange yesterday. What are the fundamentals you would say attributed to the bearish sentiment you recorded at the NGS yesterday?
The equity market closed negative yesterday, and
all right, well, network trying to play fast one on us. We're trying to reconnect with Mr. Demola to give us some insight into trading activities at the NGS as we've seen. All right, go ahead if you can hear me. Go ahead with your submission.
So invest from some of the overvalued stocks such as Eternal, First Bank. What we saw is that the investors were looking at their performance in the first half of the year and were making adjustments to their portfolio. And also we saw that investors were also awaiting the inflation report for July, which came out yesterday. And this could also actually affect the market returns. So what happened yesterday was basically sell-off in some medium and large-scale stocks such as Eternal, First Bank, Unilever, and others.
Okay, so at the exchange yesterday, we saw that there was a loss of 208 billion naira in just 2 days. How do you react to this?
It's an accumulation of the sell-off by investors for the 2 days. Investors, especially portfolio managers, are just trying to make some necessary adjustments to their portfolio, looking at the Also, apart from that, investors were also looking for a catalyst in order to move the market, because now the first half performance is already over, and investors are awaiting other market news on fundamentals that could drive the market. So if you observe the market carefully, you will observe that you will see that trading activities has been minimal. Investors are trading cautiously, looking at the macroeconomic headwinds and as well looking at these companies' performances in the first half of the year. And investors are also awaiting some of these big companies declaring their interim dividend for half year. So that was why the market activities was a little bit minimal. However, we were able to see some stocks which trade constantly, such as First Bank, Access Corp. We were able to see some movement in some of these stocks, and we saw that investors also took profits from stocks that have been gaining for months. Talking about Eternal, so investors were taking profits from some of these stocks and also waiting to position for stocks that are going to pay interim dividend in the coming week.
Okay, so I'd like to get your outlook as we wrap up now. It's a midweek trading activities today at the exchange rate. From what you're seeing at the moment, do you see the markets being in the red, or you are anticipating a positive sentiment or a positive outlook at the end of trading session today? Your thoughts?
Okay, thank you very much. It is quite early to decide right now, because trade has just begun and we have investors taking position. But so far, what we observe in the market is that the market has been going upward today. Most of the stocks that have been losing for over 2-3 days, some investors are positioning and buying these stocks at low prices. So we've been seeing some of the share prices of these stocks growing today. But however, it's too early to decide because it's just the beginning of the trade. Anything can still happen, and investors will also react to the recently released inflation report, which was 24.08%. We expect to see reaction in the market, and which might eventually lead to continuation of the bearish sentiment.
All right, this is the much time we permit us to take on this segment of the program. I'd like to say a big thank you to you, Adebale Ademola, Head Research at Atlas Capital Limited. Thank you for your time, and it's a pleasure having you join me on the program this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's shift focus now to our first conversation on the show. Coming up next, after this break, Nigerians' headline inflation figures rose for the 7th straight month and to a fresh near 18-year high of 28.08% in July 2023, indicating a 1.29% increase from the 22.79% recorded in the previous month of June. Also, the federal government has been asked to harness the power of the nation's organic skincare product industry to reduce the challenges being faced in the forex sector in the country, as the industry has the ability to increase the foreign exchange base of Nigeria. And finally, oil prices edged down in early trading activities today, extending losses from a 1% drop in the previous session, as the lingering impact of weak economic data from China, the world's largest oil importer, overweight declining U.S. stockpiles. We'll get talking after the break. Just stay with us. It's still Business Breakfast on iBrandTV.